Greetings, everyone. The event that is happening in the human rights regime of Nigeria has left me with no other option than to conclude that Nigeria is unfortunately a militaristic state where fundamental rights have been clamped down by the agencies of the Nigerian police. Now, sometimes you begin to ask yourself, what is really the work of the Nigerian police and the Nigerian army? Has the Nigerian army lost its functions as stipulated under the Armed Forces Act? Has the Nigerian police lost track of its functions as stipulated under the Nigerian Police Act of 2020? What is really the problem? There are three events that made me come to this conclusion. The issue pertaining to Justice Clark, the blogger that is having issues with the Nigerian army, that the Nigerian army alleged that he is inciting the public against him, is making content that is likely to incite the public against the Nigerian army. Yeah, I won't say much about the issue because it's before the court, it's sub judice, but it kind of gives me a lot of concern that the Nigerian army that is supposed to be in charge of protecting the sovereignty and the integrity of Nigeria is so concerned about what a blogger says on his platform. If you think that what a blogger says it affects you, it should trigger you to change your ways or to change a lot of things. The essence of holding the government institutions accountable, it's not out of hatred, it's for you to do the right thing anyway. The second aspect that made me mention the Nigerian police is the use of the police to arrest someone that allegedly, spread a false divorce claim about Tony Elumelu or UBA. Tony Elumelu is a businessman, so I don't know whether he was the one that called the police, but he shouldn't allow the police to kind of ruin the reputation of his brand, or kind of do something that will make Nigerians to question his brand. As you can see now, activist Omoyele Sowore has something to say, and he's a person of influence that he can influence how people look at Tony Elumelu's brand. So I think Tony Elumelu is a man I respect so much. He should think twice, because Nigerian police has lost track of its major functions. Moving away from that, there is also a report that the same Nigerian police has been used to arrest a nursing student in Enugu State, only for criticizing the nature of the house. If you look at the provisions of Section 4 of the Police Act, which stipulates the primary functions of Nigeria, not will be used to form citizens. It includes protecting the Nigerian citizens. And if you look at that provision very well, it says that the Nigerian police, in performing its functions, must act in accordance, must protect the fundamental rights of the Nigerian citizens, not clamping down the right of Nigerian citizens, arresting and detaining people without just cause. It's a flagrant violation of Section 35 of the Constitution, which under Section 4 of the Police Act, you are meant to act in accordance with the Constitution and to protect the fundamental rights of the Nigerian citizens. Where the student criticized the condition of the hospital, does that or should that warrant an arrest? It shouldn't, because in fact, the young lady has not done anything. If you go to Article 17 of the African Charter of Human and People's Rights, it guarantees right to education. If a place, an environment where especially health sector, shouldn't be in a deplorable condition, in a mess. Because if you go further to Article 24 of African Charter of Human and People's Rights, you will also understand that Nigerian citizens has right to a favorable and conducive environment. But the problem, just as I've always said, the problem we have in Nigeria is not that we don't have good laws. It is the problem of enforceability, and also the fact that this current regime it derives joy in clamp down on fundamental human rights, and I think they should have everything. People that want second term cannot even respect the right of Nigeria. So that is why I love what the citizens did today, going to the Ministry of Justice to protest. I don't know if the Ministry of Justice really, keeping silent or injustice, and then becoming Minister of Injustice. So that is why I love what I did, because I had a serious matter today to attend to. I would have joined the protest, of course. Of course, I have. So I am grateful to those that convene to protest the injustice, the necessary use of government institutions to calm down on people's rights. This means
he's a content creator. He should respect his fellow content creators who are all competing for the same space. Why should he shut the other side down when he himself is benefiting from the same space?
Free justice back! Free justice back!